is Dennis here, Jerry Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. Wanted to do another video because something about Hard Knocks has been bothering me. And I didn't know what it was until recently. And honestly, it was because of the fact that I had to watch it again. And this is going to be a short video or short podcast, whatever the hell you want to call it. I had to watch it again because it was just kind of, something was bugging me. Something was irking me. And I couldn't think about what it was. And then it dawned on me. This whole Joe Schoen thing is really starting to bother me. You kind of lead to the point where you think Schoen was going to be this guy that was going to come in here through all the pomp and circumstance, everything that he did in Buffalo, or everything he helped do in Buffalo, and help lead the Giants to organizational success, to the Super Bowls, to multiple playoff wins. And then you kind of watch him behind the scenes, and you kind of get a feel or a look. Now the thing gets me a little weird. That usually in reality TV, there is no reality TV because usually reality TV is scripted. So this is probably going to be the closest you are going to get to reality TV. So I don't know if he was playing a character from when the cameras were on, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing. And I'm not liking what I'm seeing in reference to him taking suggestions or listening to his staff that he brought in, or even how the staff seems to kind of just shut down if there's a difference of opinion between Schoen and those that work for him. And I keep thinking about this, and I always go back to the total mystery to the Saquon Barkley market. You had the Giants pro player personnel guy basically saying, "Are we sure there's no one out there that's going to offer Saquon any money, or the money that he's looking for?" And Shane's like, "Oh hell no, no one's going to offer him that kind of money. It's a $12 million running back. Who the fuck's going to do that? I'm Joe Schoen. I'm the smartest guy in the room." And we've said this a million times before. When you think you are the smartest guy in the room, more than likely you're not. Just throwing that out there, Joe, because you totally misread the market in reference to Saquon Barkley, and the fact that you literally misread it so bad that he went within your division. Your pro player personnel guy had been asking the questions evidently multitudes of times during the series or during this first episode. Are you sure? Are you sure? And poor Schoen is like, "Oh yeah, we're going to be fine. Don't worry about it." And I keep thinking to myself, boy, Joe, you thought weeks in advance before free agency that you knew you were getting rid of Barkley. The whole comment about, I'm not going to have a $40 million quarterback hand off to a $12 million running back. Well, the running back was your offense. Even during, we'll say, Daniel Jones's brilliant season 2 years ago, he still only threw for 3,000 yards and 15 touchdowns. It was Saquon Barkley that really, if you take away 5-6 games that he really won for us, the Giants don't even get close to the playoffs. And then Daniel Jones has his moment in the playoffs, and that's what we're going to hang our hat on for the next 4 years. Because literally, that's what I think it's going to be. I think we're going to have another 4-year run. Not another 4. I don't think 4 years. I think this year and next year, we're still going to see Daniel Jones no matter what. Because like I said, kiddies, we've talked about this before with the salary cap. We are going to have to move that Daniel Jones money because we are in salary cap purgatory still. Schoen comes in here, he's going to fix everything. We're going to get us out of purgatory. It's been year 3, and now we're worse off than we were before with less talent. And when his staff speaks, I'm a big body language guy. Everyone knows that. But when his staff speaks, you can see how disinterested he is in hearing what they actually have to say. Almost like it's the fact that I'm going to do what I want to do. You could give me your opinion, but I'm going to tell you what the answer is at the end of the day. And that works if your team excels and plays well and you start cultivating talent. Because I'm not seeing this talent that we're bringing in that's being cultivated by Joe Schoen. I'm not impressed with the first 2 drafts. I'm not impressed with his free agent signings outside of Bobby Okereke. If you literally watched him and his buddy from Carolina, it was his buddy from Carolina that's the one that came over to him and initiated the contact for the Burns trade. So it's not even like that he was the facilitator of the trade itself. It's his own buddy who he used to work with came over to him and started the whole thing. And I also don't like the fact that if you watch Joe Schoen, he doesn't really look people in the eye. He looks to the left, he looks to the right, he likes to wear sunglasses because that's a protection, especially the sunglasses. The sunglasses are the fact that this way no one can see your eyes. That's just the way that is. They always tell you that. And I got a little perturbed with the Frank Gore thing. He was sitting there talking to Frank Gore, and Frank Gore is like, oh yeah, this and that and that and that and this and then they get to Saquon Barkley. Then all of a sudden we had to hear how how, Joe Schoen loved the opinion of Frank Gore, thought Frank Gore was great. When Frank Gore was the 49ers, he was basically being a coach for the 49ers. And then he helped him, look at Motor Singletary. But the minute that Frank Gore brought up Saquon Barkley, Joe's whole demeanor just changed. After Gore was like, yeah, Saquon Barkley's still a beast. Shane's demeanor just changed completely. Like, well, Frank Gore knows what the fuck he's talking about. And then as I watched the interaction with John Mara, we talked about this a little bit. John Mara comes in the office, talks about what's going on. He says he's not sure he's getting ready to Barkley yet. As soon as he said that, Joe Schoen, watch him, leans back into his chair, pushes back almost with his hands, and clenches his jaw, which is almost like, how dare you come in here and challenge my opinion? But I'm going to listen to you because you're the owner and I know better. When you have a Napoleon complex like Shane has, and the Napoleon complex isn't just about being short. There's a whole persona and perception of the Napoleon complex. And I think Shane has a Napoleon complex. I think he has fraud syndrome, where he doesn't think he's good enough to be in the role and he thinks he's a fraud. But when you have Napoleon complex and it's either your way or the highway or nothing else matters, and you're really not going to totally listen to everyone around you because you think you know better, that's not the way to run a franchise. And the fact that Shane has swung and missed in the draft a couple times, in free agency with the salary cap, and from what we're seeing, he looks like he is in total command. I get concerned that maybe we should get some adults in the room. Because I've said it before, the Kitty Corp's not working. Kidco's not working. And you see these guys, they don't want to question Shane. They don't want to press him on anything. It's almost like, well, we're not even going to bother with Shane. We're not even going to ask him because he's just going to say this anyways. And it's a little disheartening to watch at times, especially in that first episode. And I kind of worry and I kind of wonder, maybe this is what's truly going on behind the scenes, and how this truly could be causing an issue and stunting the growth of the New York Giants and the talent that they're bringing in. Because I also think the talent they're bringing in is not the talent they need. And it doesn't make sense because a lot of times you just bring in redundancy on positions, and you wonder why. Like, okay, now we got the same players in certain positions, and we don't have players in other positions, and we don't have salary cap money. And this is going to be year 3 now that we do not have money under Shane for the salary cap. I'm really starting to question Shane's ability to lead this team. I'm hoping that next week is going to be a better episode, but I don't think so. And again, this is Tim, the New York Giants Straight Talk. Don't forget to like, don't subscribe, don't forget to ring that bell because you want to know why. That'd be awesome.